What's up, guys? It's Paige back with another video. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Today's video is going to be a story time, okay? This is a story time that I'm sure a lot of you watching this can relate, and if you can't, maybe you can learn about what to do with these kind of situations, okay? If you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Paige. If you're inclined, please go ahead and like this video, share it, and hit subscribe. To all my normal subscribers, hey, what's up? Welcome back. And so, y'all, let's just get into this, okay? We're not gonna belabor the time. We're gonna get right into this, okay? Let's get into it. All right, you guys. So I've been singing for the Lord a long time, and I'm not tired yet, okay? So today I'm gonna be telling y'all about a few times, well, 2 times in specific, 2 times where I was stood up behind the mic, okay? Okay, so I've been singing solo since I was about 4 years old, right? So I come from a very musical family. I mean, everybody on both sides of my family is musically inclined in some capacity, right? So we come from a very, very strict, like when it comes down to music, our family is very strict about that. Like, we don't play about it, we take that serious. It's a ministry. You need to get from God, you need to use your talent, you know the gist, right? My mother has been an organist all my life, well, all her life. She's been an organist, right? So she's the minister of music, the organist for my granddad's church as well as my uncle's church. And so they have multiple choirs at both churches, and that's what we were used to, right? So I've been singing in choirs since I was about 4 or 5 years old. That's just how it went, right? Like I said, my mother has been a musical director or minister of music all my life. So when I was 16, my parents had moved to Canton, and they had joined, they were in the process of joining a church out here, right? So one day my mom came and said she found this church, you know, they wanted them to be the minister of music, and then we were gonna go try it out on a Wednesday, right? So I was like, all right. So we went to the church, and then my parents and I led the praise and worship that Wednesday at the church, just the 3 of us. You know, a lot of people watching this, you know, you sung with your parents, or you grew up having to sing behind your parents, etc., etc. So I was used to it, whatever. So we got home and we discussed everything, and I guess they had to be there, whatever. Anyway, they got the job, right? So they became the ministers of music at this church. When we first got there, they didn't really have a worship team, right? So it was just myself and another lady who would be the worship leaders at the church. And so my dad and my mom were the musicians at the time, and then me and the other lady would be on stage singing. And we had a good blend, okay? Because she was a great alto, and our blend was like... So it was just the 2 of us for a while, right? And so the church started to grow, and as the church grew, you know, more people wanted to come and join the worship team, which is fine, you know, which was great, because from where I came from, it was like we had choirs on choirs on choirs, you know, multiple people. So when we came to this church, I wasn't used to just the praise team. I wasn't used to attending the church to where they didn't really have a big musical department, you know what I mean? So me coming to this church, it was like new to us. And so my parents basically put the wheels behind generating a fruitful worship team at the church, right? So more people started going, I want to be on the praise team with rehearsals. Oh yeah, let me know when y'all rehearse. We gonna come. Can you sing? Girl, yeah, I sang with such and such and such and such. Girl, I can sing. Okay, come to rehearsal. So that's how it went. Okay, all these people said that, you know, that they had experience, you know, everything like that, and that they wanted to come and join the team. So my parents were like, yeah, come on, because I was getting worn out, and so was the other girl. You know, we need some help, right? The people of God had joined, and, you know, we had a couple rehearsals, and it was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, but we got through it. So this one particular rehearsal, my dad introduced a song to them. Many of you know it. The song is called Encourage Yourself by Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singers. So if you know anything about that song, you know the caliber of song that it is. You need some singers for that, right? So, but that was like, you had to lead the song. I was like, okay. I was used to that because, like I said, we didn't have a whole lot of people in the beginning. So I was used to him just throwing things at me like, just sing this, sing that, you know, special music this, special music that, whatever. So we got to rehearsal. My mom gave everybody their parts. The rehearsal went great, you know. Once she broke the parts down to them, they had their parts. They knew when to come in. We used to call my dad Joe Jackson because my dad's like very, very, very strict when it comes to music. I mean, he's been in the quartet groups all his life. He followed behind my grandmother, who's a gospel singer, for years. And so he was just like, we're going to get it right. So if we had to be at rehearsal till 10, 11 o'clock, that's what we did. And 9 times out of 10, we were in rehearsals until 11 o'clock because the people of God needed to get it together. So the rehearsal ended, everybody felt confident, everybody just went their own separate ways until Sunday. So Sunday came. Now, mind you, I'm 16 years old. I'm 16 at the time. Okay? I'm the youngest one of this praise team, which was not unusual because I've always been young and singing with people older than me. So Sunday morning come, and we get down to the time when it's time to sing the choir song. Now the choir song, we didn't have a choir, but the praise team was the choir. Okay? So my mom starts playing, right? And you know how I start out with a solo. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to be weary during the time. And no matter how you the way you feel, know yourself. Turn yourself in line. So everybody, if you're watching this, you know this part, right? So she say, oh, oh. So the choir is coming after that, right? So I'm just standing there, singing my solo, right? So I go, oh, oh. And I don't hear nothing. I don't hear the choir come in, right? So I turn around and I look at them. So they looking at me and I'm looking at them. We looking at each other. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Right? When I tell y'all it was like this. Dead silence. The people of God said nothing. They didn't say anything. So at that moment, I knew I had to encourage myself. I knew I had to encourage myself to sing the rest of the song. So I started just singing and singing the background at the same time. Who you know can sing, ad-lib, and do the choir part at the same time. I'll wait. I will wait. That's when you know you're a pro, that you can do all three at the same time. So I got through the first stanza, right? So I said, surely, they're going to come in on the next part because we rehearsed this song. And I know these people hear it on the radio because at that time, it was a new song and they were playing it on the radio nonstop. A sinner knew the song. A sinner's man could be walking down the street to know that song, okay? Everybody knew that song. So I was confused. So I got to the next verse, right? And in my head, I was like, they're going to get it right on this time. They're going to get it right. So I got to the next verse, Now, when she get to the part where she like, and I minister to you, oh, I minister to myself. Y'all know it, right? And when she gets to the part where she says, when you feel there's nothing like go. And then the choir is supposed to come in and say, no matter how you feel. They said nothing. So you know what I had to do? I had already prepared myself. So I started singing it, knowing they was going to come in, and they did it. So luckily, I followed my first line. And I just started singing the whole thing by myself. Do you want to know where they came in at?
Bruh.
They came in at the very end where all it says is, speak over yourself. The only part they had right was this. The clap. That's the only part they had right. So they only came in at the end where it says, speak over yourself. And I had to turn around and tell them to come on and join me. Okay? It was like they forgot. It was like a spirit of amnesia that had like fell into the room. And I was like confused about what's going on, right? So the song ended. I was like, speak over yourself, guard yourself in the line. Oh, oh. Y'all know it, right? When I tell you, I put that mic down. I got to my seat. And I was like, what just happened? And I told my mom and my dad that I said, never again. Never again. Never again. You ain't gonna fool me no more. You ain't gonna fool me no more. No more. I got home. I told them we gotta do something about this because this is not working. And The people who are watching this that goes to that church still, or who were at the church at the time, y'all know, because we have laughed and joked about this for a very long time. So y'all know that day I told my parents, like, everybody's not for the praise team. Everybody can't be a praise and worship leader. Everybody can't. Some of these people up here, they're ushers. Some of these people up here, they're greeters. Some of them need to be in the culinary ministry. Some of them just have other gifts. This is not the one. And I know what my gifts and talents are. I'm not a cooker. I can't cook. So I'm not going to be a part of the culinary team. I'm not going to do it. So my mom was the ingredients, right? My dad, he was like, yeah, you're right. But my dad was the kind of person to where he was like, you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But at the same time, you know, if you would have hit a bad note, my dad was like, what was you doing today? What was that note? I'm like, did you gonna tell your team that they just left me high and dry before you try to tell me what the note I was doing was a little bit off? I'm sick. You know, like, what are you talking about? So my mom was like, we got to get some more people in here. So God, we prayed. I'm telling you, we prayed. And God will remove. He will remove what you need to be removed. And you just ask him. Because, baby, when I tell you God bought some singers, he bought some singers in there. Okay? And that praise team, if I had to put it myself, we had the best praise team at the time. Okay? Around in Canton. Once we got some singers. But I loved every individual that was on that team. We were a family. Like, my dad would be telling people off, like, you not singing the right note. And nobody buying him because it's Joe. We know Joe Jackson gonna act a fool. So, but I wasn't feeling the day that I got stood up. It wasn't nice. So another time, and I think I was gonna give y'all 2 examples, and this is the last one, and then I'm gonna close. I'm bringing it to a close. Another time that happened to me was at a funeral. So I went to a funeral with one of my uncles. I'm not going to give any names, okay? But my family who's watching this, y'all know who it is. So I went to a funeral with one of my uncles. And so the day before the funeral, he was like, hey, can you come to this funeral with me? I want to go by myself. I was like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm not want to just go to funerals because I don't really like to go to funerals unless I have to. I don't like to go to the family members in my family funerals. So I was like, okay. So I come to find out that it was one of his old co-workers' wives, right? So I guess they had asked my uncle if he could come and lead a solo at the funeral. So he accepted. Why he accepted, I to this day don't know, but he accepted, okay? So we get to the church, and mind you, I don't know damn person in this room, okay? I don't know the person that went on the glory. I don't know the family. I don't know the people at the church. I don't know the people cooking. I don't know nobody beside my uncle that I'm there with, right? Okay. He go view the body. I'm not viewing the body because I don't know this person. I don't just go view bodies unless I know the person, right? So I'm in the back of the church. I'm sitting in the back of the church. He comes sit next to me, and he was like, oh, they got me down on the program for the middle. Once I sing, we can leave. I said, fine, no problem. So the program going on, and I'm never gonna forget this. When I tell you I can't make this stuff up, I can't make this stuff up. So the program is just going on. And so they say, you know how you had the fuel, and they say, we gonna call up the people who go do the remarks, just be ready or whatever. And then the people who go sing, be ready. So they told my uncle to be ready. After the last 2 remarks, that he would go sing his little solo. So he was like, can you come up here with me? I was like, no, why do I have to go up there with you? I didn't want to go up there, because for what, you know? But I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, maybe he nervous, I don't know, so I'll go up there. So we get up there. Now, mind you, I ain't never heard him talk about this man and his wife. We don't even think he ever met the lady. Matter of fact, I know he never met the lady. So the first time of him seeing her was in her resting casket. But let's just be clear on that, right? So we up there, he get to talking about how his friend is a good friend of him, a good co-worker, and you know that the wife was nice and all that. And he get to sniffling, right? So I'm looking at him like, do he need some tissue? Is his nose running or what? So he get to crying. And I said, oh no, I know he's not crying. I know he's not crying because you don't even know her, sir. You don't know this lady. So what are you What are you crying about? I mean, I'm not talking about like crying like, oh my God, somebody. No, he was like boo-hoo crying like it was like his sister or somebody, right? He gets to tearing up or whatever, and then he starts trying to sing the song. Now, the song he was going to sing was Let Go, Let God, right? He starts singing the first verse, and this man, midway the verse, starts crying, talking about something. I can't do it. What can't you do? Because I'm confused. Like, what can't you do? So I'm standing there like, wait a minute. What's going on? Wait. He's like, boo crying, so I can't do it. And he hands me the bike. Do y'all understand that he handed me the bike? Now, mind you, I had no intentions of seeking nothing. I was there for moral support. Okay? So I'm standing there. He hands me the bike, and I just start singing because, as y'all know, like I said, this did happen to me a million times, right? So I'm just so used to just jumping in and just getting the job done. Okay. So I led the whole song while he's standing there crying. Okay. I finished the song and I go to my seat. When I tell you I got to my seat, I got my phone. I got on the phone and start texting Auntie like. I start texting everybody I knew. You ain't gonna believe what this man did. Okay? See, the problem is he forgot the words. So when people forget the words, they get to acting the fool. They get to acting like crying and all that. No, you didn't forget. No, you forgot the word. You don't even know this lady to be beautiful crying like that. We had to see, he comes sitting back by me and people patting him. I'm just looking like, God, don't be patting him. So a few minutes later, we end up leaving and getting in the car. When I tell you, I let this man have, I was like, I know you did it. I know you did it. I know you did. And then he gonna try to get it to my heart. Because people know, well, back then, when I could eat this stuff, that a good Reese's and a Tahitian treat, okay, was a key to my heart. He gonna stop by the store and try to, give me everything that I like. No. We're not gonna do that. Because this was my face the whole entire time. Do you see Kermit? That was my face the whole entire time because I couldn't understand. In my head, I was like, he planned this all along. You had to, because who invites people to a funeral? You want to just go to this funeral with me? No, I don't want to go to a funeral. Like, I just went for moral support. I think he planned it out. So that's the two stories I have for today and when I was stood up. I know some of y'all, please be clear that I have a million more times when it happened to me. But I'm pretty sure that the people who are watching this, who are singers, or if you're not a singer and you just want to be a singer one day, that you're going to encounter these moments when you have to just do the bulk of the work. You're going to have to lead. You're going to have to ad lib. You're going to do the background. You're going to have to take over a song for somebody because somebody didn't forgot the word. You're going to have to do it all. Okay? So you better know your stuff. So what I want y'all to do is comment down below if this has happened to you before, or if you have these stories. I didn't mean to cover this video to the people at our previous church. They know I love them. They know that moment was hilarious now that you can think about it. But in that moment, I was not laughing. Okay? So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Have an amazing rest of your week. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and like this video because I have a whole lot of content coming. I have a few videos coming back to back. Following this is going to be an updated hair journey video, and I think I have a vlog coming up as well. So stay tuned because we have a whole lot of content coming. I love y'all. Have an amazing day. Mwah! I love you.